Yeah, obviously it was a bit of a process. It sort of felt like the meat between the sandwiches at times, but I knew that when I decided to make the decision, and I knew that was going to come. So yeah, it was a relief. I was in New York when it all went through, and we're out for dinner. So yeah, the boys had a few beers for us, so it was good.
Dayne, how early was that decision made? Early in the year?
Look, it's been something that I probably thought about when I received the phone call from my old man saying that he was sick. So it hasn't been a decision I've made, within the space of 2 weeks. It's been something that I've thought about a lot through the year. To me, like my family's everything. So my decision was based purely around that and what was going to be best for me, my missus, and the rest of my family as well. So that's basically where it was at.
Was it hard telling Bucks, even though it was for family reasons, and what was his initial reaction?
Oh yeah, they're never nice conversations to have. I was more nervous telling Eddie than I was Bucks. So I just sat down with him and I explained how I was feeling basically, and he was understanding, and we left that conversation feeling pretty good that what was said was the truth, and we went from there.
And what was Eddie's reaction when you told him?
Oh, Eddie was fine. I was open and honest, and I can't be. That conversation was more along. I thanked Eddie a lot for everything he's done for me. So he was fine.
Were they surprised? Were Nathan Bucks and Eddie both surprised when you told him, because when you were such an important fabric in that group?
Oh, there's been instances. I've been open and transparent with Bucks all through this year with the circumstances regarding my family and stuff. So I don't think it was a surprise to him at all.
Were there any other family reasons equation out of it? Would there be a chance that you'd still be looking to move from Collingwood?
No.
So it was purely family?
Yes.
Yeah. How is your old man? Don't mind us asking.
Yeah, he's good. So he's been. I guess the thing that really shocked me a lot was when I seen him at Christmas last year, and then I obviously went back to training and was doing the pre-season, and the next time I seen him was when he was just about to go in for surgery, and he was about 20 kilos lighter. So that was a pretty a wake-up call. Not a wake-up call, but it was just a big sort of thing for me to think, I'd love to be around him more. And I guess that was when I started to really sort of think about it a little bit more. But at the moment, he's doing well. He's had his last test probably last week, I think it was, and all indications are that he's good. But I've heard media reports and stuff saying that he's dying and that sort of stuff. My old man's a fighter. He's not dying.
He's in remission, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not out of the woods yet, but with these sorts of things, like I'm no doctor, but with these sorts of things, you're never out of the woods completely. So he's got to be monitored pretty closely for the rest of his life, pretty much now. Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of family, we've seen some of your, interaction with your brother. Sort of comments that have flown between you two. How's that going to go being on the same team?
Yeah, it's different. I've never played with Clay. He's going through juniors. He was always younger than me, so we never actually got to play together. So for me, it's a dream come true. My brother's my best mate, and I speak to him on a regular basis through the whole 6 years I've been in Melbourne, and it's been heartbreaking for me at times watching him struggle with his injuries, because I know he's got some potential and I know he can offer a lot. So hopefully with me being there this year, he can really have a good crack at it.
Is it true that Clay almost gave up on football and you almost talked him out?
He didn't give up on footy. He was, as a junior, he was a very good cricketer, Clay. He was probably better at cricket than he was AFL, and I guess watching me play my first year of footy, I was able to play 18 games. I think just reignited the spark and the fire in his belly, and I guess that's when he decided to have another crack at it. And he was always a good footballer, but I think he was a very good wicket keeper. I reckon he could have made it as a cricketer if you didn't go down the path of footy.
Dayne, on the Friday, the first Friday of the trade period, when the initial deadline expired in Collingwood, are you concerned the deal might not get done?
Oh, I left it to Paul. I've got full faith in my manager, Paul Connors. He's very good at what he does, and I put my trust in him. And he was transparent with me that he was confident that it'd get done. So that's all I was taking in him.
It all got sorted in the end, but do you think it would have been unjust and unfair if Collingwood had kept your voice this year?
Oh, well, I'm not really in any position to comment because the whole time I was thinking I was going to get done, so I never even thought that far.
A difficult call to skip the best and fairest.
Was it a difficult call? Yeah, it was. That was something that I spoke to Bucks about heavily days leading up to it, and at the end of the day, I just would have, as I said to Bucks, I would have felt too uncomfortable. And the Copeland Trophy's almost as big as the Brownlow Medal. There's a lot of people there, and Bucks was fine with it. We had a good conversation on it and hung up the phone, confident that he was fine with the decision I made not to go. So.
He indicated the last 2 days ago that we use the analogy that it's like being on a bus and if someone wants to get off, that's fine, we'll stop, let them get off and we'll continue on the journey. He indicated that he was really disappointed with you leaving.
Oh, well, I guess I'm off the bus now.
You're joining the Lions as well as Alan Christensen. What do you think the scope for improvement is on the Lions in 2015?
Yeah, very good. We got I shouldn't say we because I'm not there anymore, but Collingwood got a taste of what Brisbane are capable of in the later rounds last year. So, yeah, I think that the list is looking very good. I've had a good look at it, and with Alan Christensen coming on board now, and there's some really young talent there. So there's a lot to work with, and I'm looking forward to working with some of those younger midfielders and bringing them up and hopefully developing their careers into really good AFL players.
Dayne, who do you think is closer to that premiership window at the moment, Collingwood or Brisbane?
Brisbane.
A finals or a realistic goal in 2015?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I've got no doubt that the list that we've got, I think we can play finals in 2015, and it's what you play footy for. So if you went into a pre-season thinking you couldn't play finals, then you're wasting your time.
Surprised to pick up the paper and see a photo of yourself at the Harp Hotel just having a pot while the best and fairest was on.
Well, I wasn't surprised because I was there.
Yeah, maybe somebody tracked it down next morning.
Oh, it didn't worry me one bit.
Who you think you'll be facing Collingwood probably round one,
Yeah, be interesting. I was just saying to the boys before, I don't think I've never played Brisbane in the 6 years I was at Collingwood before round 10, so I'm really looking forward to it. I love those sorts of challenges. It fires me up, and I'm sure they'll come out fired up as well, so it'll make for a good clash, and hopefully they pack the Gabba out.
In terms of the Collingwood faithful, is it a blessing to play up there?
Well, I think the one time that I played up there was more Collingwood supporters there, so hopefully we can get a few Brisbane supporters there, and it'll be a good game. So, yeah.
What sort of reception do you think the faithful there are passionate lot, the Collingwood fans? What will they give you?
Yeah, they're passionate. They make the club tick, so they've been great for me. They've given me a lot of support over the last 6 years, and I'm very grateful for the way they've supported me and supported the footy club. So they'll come out and they'll probably be boos and stuff, but that's all part of the game, and it's not going to worry me one bit.
You said you spoke to Bucks and Eddie about your decision to leave. What's the hardest part of telling your teammates that you're going to leave?
Yeah, well, I guess I spoke to the guys that I was really close with, and it's hard to bring 44 of your teammates and tell them. So the guys that I was particularly close with, I rang and told. So yeah, that's fine. But at the end of the day, that we're humans and they understand. They're understanding and they knew the situation. So yeah, they were good about it.
Dayne, you said how you were in New York with mates when it all went through. Was that Collingwood? Was that like Swanee and Collingwood teammates, or was it just mates outside footy?
One was Heater, so Heath, I think at GWS, and the other. There was four. I was with Youngie, Witsy, Cedo, and who's the other one? Sidey, Steele. Yeah. So yeah, four Collingwood boys.
And just on, you talk about sort of mentoring the the younger midfielders at Brisbane. I'm just wondering, it's going to mean that going to Brisbane, you're going to have a lot more, well not a lot more, but definitely more responsibility, like your sort of where you sit in that midfield is going to be different probably to where it was at Collingwood. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think the midfield at Collingwood last year, I think probably lacked a little bit of depth, and this year it's going to be a bit different for me. I'll probably find myself playing more forward. But it's a good thing for the side to have depth and young guys there pushing through. So, we've got senior, you got those senior midfielders now, and I see myself in that bracket now as a senior midfielder at the line. So there's going to be some young kids there that have just started their careers and looking to improve. And I've learned off some really good players in Swanee and Pendles and Luke Ball. So I'm able to guide those guys now, I think, and I'm in a good position to do it.
What did you make of Marco Paparone's tweet, or are you aware of it, when he tweeted he was glad to have a club that looked after his family and his family's interests and that sort of thing?
I actually didn't see his tweet, mate, no.
Fair enough. Were you aware of the sort of support that was coming from a lot of the Brisbane Lions staff and players on Twitter at all?
Yeah, well, I've got my Twitter set, so I can only see the comments that people that I follow, so I haven't seen too much of it. But yeah, I'd imagine there'd be support and there'd be people that don't support it. But at the end of the day, I make my decisions based on what I think's best for myself and my family.